Venerable Akurala Samitha and the community of Letchworth Dhammanikethanaya Buddhist Cultural Center tribute to a greatest devotee, Dr. N.D.G Leslie, who was a long-standing and very supportive member of the community of Letchworth Dhammanikethanaya Buddhist Cultural Center. The community of Letchworth Dhammanikethanaya Buddhist Cultural Center greatly missed Dr. N.D.G Leslie as a very virtuous devotee who contributed far and wide, all in fairness, without any differences, or even expecting nothing in return. Letchworth Dhammanikethanaya Buddhist Cultural Center tributes to a dearest devotee, Dr. N.D.G Leslie. The community of Letchworth Dhammanikethanaya Buddhist Cultural Center greatly missed Dr. N.D.G Leslie, who was a very virtuous devotee and also contributed far and wide, all in fairness, without any differences or even expecting nothing in return. Heartfelt condolences of Letchworth Dhammanikethanaya Buddhist Cultural Center, life memories of our dearest devotee, Dr. N.D.G Leslie, and great contributions to our center and the community since the inception of the Buddhist Center in 2000 at 69 Pix Road, Letchworth Garden City. One of our long-standing pioneering member of the Buddhist Center, Mr. Ramurthy Suman, bears the testimony to this sentiment in 2000 at his speech for Thanksgiving at the inauguration of the Buddhist Center for the first time at 69 Pix Road, Letchworth in 2000 as follows.
My special thanks goes to Dr. Leslie, who actually inspired me when he was working here day and night to bring this place as to sit around, because it was really a place where you could not sit down. There was a grass and what the place. Actually, Dr. Leslie done the work, and my special thanks to him and to his wife, Shiela Leslie.
Dr. N.D.G Leslie was an outstanding founder member of Buddhist community in Letchworth. He also supported many other Buddhist centers in UK and Sri Lanka. He contributed for the welfare of the centers by regular standing orders. He also gives a standing order by obtaining the membership to London Buddhist Vihara in Chiswick. Dr. N.D.G Leslie was born in Mutwal, Modera, in Colombo, in Sri Lanka, on 6 May 1928. He was the second of a family of 6 children of 3 boys and 3 girls. After graduating as a medical doctor, he migrated to United Kingdom in 1968 to work as a psychiatric consultant at Fairfield Hospital in Letchworth, where he worked until his retirement. After retirement, he also worked part-time at Stevenage Lister Hospital. Dr. N.D.G Leslie was married to Shiela. He was the father of 3 children, Dr. Apsara, Upeka and Purna, and the father-in-law of Helen. He is also the uncle of Priyantha. Letchworth Dhammanikethane Buddhist Cultural Center deeply appreciates the outstanding contributions of Dr. N.D.G Leslie by standing orders and many other forms for the welfare of the community. Dr. N.D.G Leslie passed away very peacefully in the early morning hours on Tuesday 1st May 2012, while Venerable Akurala Samitha, together with Buddhist Center members and the children, chanted great protective discourses at his bedside. His family and friends hosted the seventh day Dana, traditional food offering, on 7th May 2012 at Letchworth Dhammanikethane Buddhist Cultural Center in loving memory of our dearest devotee, dearest husband, loving father, virtuous friend, Dr. N.D.G Leslie. The funeral will take place at Harwood Park Crematorium in Stevenage at 11 a.m. on Thursday 24th May 2012. May He delightfully share all our blessings and merits. May He attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Deepest sympathies from Venerable Akurala Samitha and all at Letchworth Dhammanikethane Buddhist Cultural Center, 69 Thix Road, Letchworth Garden City. Life memories and great contributions to our center and the community of our dearest devotee, Dr. N.D.G Leslie. Dr. N.D.G Leslie was an outstanding and founder member of our Letchworth Dhammanikethane Buddhist Cultural Center. He was a long-standing supporter of all our social, spiritual, and charitable services. Dr. N.D.G Leslie donated a digital camera to be used for the center charitable activities on 18th August 2005. Dr. N.D.G Leslie participated of unveiling ceremony of Samadhi Buddha statue of Letchworth Dhammanikethane Buddhist Cultural Center on 3rd October 2004. Dr. N.D.G Leslie attending to the official ceremony to dedicate the Samadhi Buddha statue for public veneration on 3rd October 2004. Dr. N.D.G Leslie regularly attended the pujas and meditations at Letchworth Dhammanikethane Buddhist Cultural Center. Dr. N.D.G Leslie attended the Dhamma discussions and full moon day observances at Letchworth Dhammanikethane Buddhist Cultural Center. Dr. N.D.G Leslie's attending to the blessings and chanting at Letchworth Dhammanikethane Buddhist Cultural Center. Dr. N.D.G Leslie invited venerable monks to observe first Vasa rainy retreat at Letchworth Dhammanikethane Buddhist Cultural Center on 1st August 2004. Dr. N.D.G Leslie conducting study circles, discussions to help devotees to understand teachings of the Buddha. Matu atbave apa atarama ipadewa patu utum bodhiyakata patvewa kalapin baling sasarehi duka nomavewa avasana ama mahanivanama atvewa සාතිශය සංවේගය ලෙච්වර්ත් ධම්මනිකේතනය බෞද්ධ සංස්කෘතික මධ්‍යස්ථානය.
Venerable members of the Mahasangha, distinguished guests, and dear brothers and sisters, my name is Dr. Leslie. I have been assigned the task today of being the presenter of the different items and the introducer of the individuals who are taking part in this most august occasion of the inauguration of this Buddhist center. The most important thing I have to mention at the moment is the change of the program which was carried out on the advice of our chief priest here. He had to revise the thing based on the priority of items. So if you look at your programs, you might see a marked difference in what is being done. But as we go along, I will tell you exactly what is going to take, which of the items will be coming online. The first one that we have as the item is Pansil or Panchasila, which means the taking of the 5 precepts. Now this is carried out by the chanting of the monks and is followed and also is being accompanied by the lay devotees, the taking of the precept. The next item is the unveiling of the statue of Lord Buddha, which has been brought, the organizing of which has been done by the bhikkhus who are here, brought from Sri Lanka. And during this process, the bhikkhus have assigned the task to the president of the trust, and he will unveil the statue now. The next item is the lighting of the traditional oil lamp by the selected members. One is Reverend who was instrumental in sending the item, and who is also the guru, the teacher of Reverend to be the resident monk here. Also Mr. Mangala Mumasinghe, our High Commissioner here, who is also a supporter of the temple of his resident, and also our secretary, Mrs. Lata Gunatunga. And we would also ask Mr. Peter Burt, Vice Chairman of the North Arts District Council, to take part. The next item is what is referred to as Jayamangala Gatha. These are devotional songs, and they are going to be sung today by 3 of our young Buddhist girls, Tamara, Lavinia and Miranda, all daughters of Mr. Keith De Silva, who is one of the trustees in this venture. They will also speak a few words which they hope will give the essence of Buddhism in a nutshell.
What we are today comes from our thoughts of yesterday, and our present thoughts build our lives of tomorrow. Our life is the creation of our minds. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows them, as the wheel of the cart is followed by the beast that draws the cart. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, joy follows them as their own shadow. Never speak harsh words, for once spoken they may return to you. Angry words are painful, and there may be blows for blows. If you can be in silent quietness, like a broken gong that is silent, you have reached the peace of nirvana, and your anger is appeased. I hope for a world in which more and more people would apply these teachings in their daily lives, and be free from greed and hatred. They may then attain a state of joy and peace, a state we call nirvana. People are always wanting something or another, and when they get that, they are not satisfied, but want more and more things. Buddhism teaches us that if we don't crave for things, our minds will be at peace. I hope for a world in which people don't suffer. The Buddha taught us that if we do harm to ourselves and others, we will never be free from suffering. To gain real happiness, we must always do good things, say kind words, and think good thoughts. Children of the Buddha, proudly now we stand, raising high his standard in this certain land. Buddha's teaching spread us universal peace. When his name is honored, hate and strife shall cease. Children of the Buddha, we must try to show truth and love and kindness wherever we go. Purity, obedience, faith and courage strong. We shall light the journey as we march along. As we climb like mountain, clouds will disappear. Buddha's love surrounding all who pass up here. Grief and pain departing, ignorance shall cease. On our hearts descending, let's live on as peace.
Next item is the talk by the monk who will remain here as the resident monk. That's Reverend Modera. He is at the very starting point of his career in the service of Buddhism. So I will call upon the Reverend Modera to give his talk. The next item is a talk by Reverend who is the tutor, the person who functioned as guru to our resident monk here. He will give a short talk about incidents that went prior to his decision to release his beloved disciple to this country. Respected members of the Buddhist clergy, the High Commissioner for Sri Lanka in the UK, and other distinguished guests and devotees. This is the very first time I have come to England. This is the very first time I have come to England. And it has been for the purpose of taking part in a very significant event. The principal function of Reverend Buddhist monks is to give people an understanding of Buddhist teaching. In 1988, in the temple of which I am the high priest, an educational institute was started. At the moment, in Sri Lanka, there are a number of Buddhist priests who have got the Pandit's degree from this institute. The Reverend, one of my own pupils, he has got, in addition to the Pandit's degree, an honours degree as well. In July this year, he sat for the final examination of the BA degree. It was during this period that my trusted friend requested my permission to take up the post here as resident monk, cause of our temple, and we all agreed to give permission for this move to take place. At the moment in our country, it is very difficult to produce a bhikkhu with such good qualifications as have been obtained, but we have made this offering of him in the interest of obtaining international acclaim for our country, Sri Lanka. Today in this gathering, the chief guest, Mr. Mangala Munasinghe, the High Commissioner for Sri Lanka, is a Dayaka, a supporter of my temple. He is a grandson of Venerable Anagarika Dharmapala, who was a person that gave an enormous contribution of service to the development of Buddhism, both in Sri Lanka and other countries. Therefore, the participation today by Mr. Mangala Munasinghe in this inaugural meeting is a source of great satisfaction to monks of the Mahasangha who have come here from Sri Lanka. We hope that the Buddhist community living in this area will graciously accept the service that will be provided for them, whom we have given to them as our offering, and that in turn they will look after him in every possible way. I hope and pray that from this great contribution to Buddhism we are making today, we will all receive the blessings in due course. The next talk will be by Reverend Teru, who is the chief of the Vihara of the Vanavasa Rajama Vihara Bentuta in Sri Lanka. It will be translated by Mr. Frank De Silva, who is beside me now. Special request, which was not included in the program so far, for the chief priest of the Chisik temple, Reverend Vajrajnan Tera, to deliver a short talk.
Venerable Sirs, Your Excellency, friends, I don't want to talk or give a long talk, but what I want to say, you will have our blessings, support all the time in every respect to carry out all the activities that you are intending to carry out through this organization. Buddhist organization in Letchworth will continue from success to success, and wishing everybody health and the success in the endeavors. Through the blessings of the Buddha, I wind up my few words. Thank you.
The next item on the program is a short talk by Reverend Nagasen, who's an Indian venerable priest in the Reverend Nagasen.
Can you all hear?
I've been introduced as an Indian monk in Ambedkar tradition. That's why it sounds very funny to me. Anyway, Reverend monks. I was guided by Ramsaman. I will talk about that. His Excellency the High Commissioner, ladies and gentlemen. I have wanted to speak many things, and I feel very concerned about this place. When I came here, immediately I inquired, and I came to know this to have covenant. You can get, the government before used to say that there must be 4 years commitment to fill a covenant form. Now it's 1 year, or even one installment. I would request you, I heard you have a form here. I picked up a form there, people asking for people to donate whatever amount monthly, right? I would advise you to do it by way of covenant form. So that if, let's say, 10 people give £10 a month, that is about £100, then you can get £25 from the tax office. So you have a monthly income by way of convent. I think that will help you to survive. Now, as I said, I have been introduced as an Indian monk at the suggestion perhaps of Mr. Suman in the Ambedkar tradition. However, I'm not aware there is such thing. Now, I'm saying all this because I feel my experience, I've been here for 24 years, but not so much work is being done for propagation of Buddhism. There are many reasons, and one of the reason is the hindrance of the national films. Thai temples, the Sri Lankan temples, the Burmese temples, primarily they are there to serve their community. What about the people here, the British? There was a lady in Thames Vihara I used to stay, and she always felt, she's serving there in Thames Vihara, but she always says, I feel I'm living in a foreign land. People here come here as if she feels, she said, Nancy, Dr. Vajrayana knows her, I think. She once said to me, I feel as if I'm outsider here. I don't belong to this community. And she does a lot of service there. That's it. The Buddha said monks, he said, Charat bhikkhave charikam bhajan hitai bhajan sukhai lokai hitai sukhai dev manusana. Go forth the monks, wander. For the welfare of human beings. He did not say this country or that country. And not only human beings. A
Hitai, Hitai, Sukhai, Devanusanam. Human beings and the divine beings, the spirit beings. According to Buddhism, devatas or angels, many of them are very stupid. Buddha is called the teacher of human beings and God. We have in Buddhist scripture a chapter, hundreds of discourses called Devata Samyukta, where some monks meditate and contact this or that angel or Devata or God, and they advise the monks this and that. The monks goes to the Buddha and says, a Devata told me said this, and he said, that is wrong. He gave you wrong advice. That is not how it should be. It should be like, and he corrected. That's why the Buddha is called Sattha Dev Manusanam. I have been, or each monk has been appointed by the Buddha to be teacher of human beings and even angels, gods, devatas. So Buddhists, especially monks, should raise themselves beyond the feeling of nationality. If we don't have that spirit, we can't preach Buddhism outside our country or beyond the people of our country. Of course, it's natural to have your understanding things in your language, the customs that you have followed. But when you go to the West or outside your country, I'm saying your country, maybe Thais or Burmese or Indians, they have to adjust and have to adjust ceremonies also in a way that people where we are staying also understand. So we have to have that spirit of international. So I have been introduced as a Buddhist monk in the tradition of Ambedkar. Well, that is the tradition of Ambedkar. We have to go beyond nationality feelings. We have to behave not as Burmese or Indians or Thais, but as Buddhist. We are Buddhist first, Sri Lankan or India or anything else afterward. And even I would say I will go so far as to go even beyond being a Buddhist. When I left Thailand, my teacher, Venerable Buddha Das, he said, don't teach Buddhism, teach Dhamma. And that means when you speak about the Buddhism, you don't have to quote scripture or always quote the authority of the Buddha. You have to speak in a way that people who listen would accept it. Not because many people, they would accept the cause reasoning, not because this has been said by Buddha. The person may not listen, he may not believe in Buddha. But if you speak in a way, for example, I was invited by a council and I gave a little talk there. And there was in the meeting a man who was agnostic, believing in no religion. So I spoke in a way I'd never said. The Buddha said like that. The Buddha's scriptures say like that. I just said what was right. And he said, oh, if that is Buddhism, I would accept it. Or the Buddha himself. There was a man at the time of Buddha who went out and was staying in a house, and the Buddha went afterward and said, can I stay there? And both stayed there. And the Buddha asked him, where are you going? And he said, I have heard a man called Buddha come out from the Sakya clan, and I want to be his pupil. And Buddha did not say, I am the Buddha. Come and listen. He gave a talk about the truth about life in a way which you could understand. And then he realized this person who is speaking like that cannot be other than the Buddha. And he bowed down and asked for pardon. So we have to have this spirit. I have one observation. Don't feel insulted. But I have one observation. I made that statement in 1976. And I said Buddhism went on increasing. Countries after countries went on becoming Buddhist. So long as Buddhism was a living force in India. And the spread of Buddhism, the conversion of various countries around India stopped as soon as Buddhism disappeared from India. The reason was Buddhist monks, I can say that because Indians, you talk about Indians have no national feeling when it comes to religion. Maybe they have a big brotherly feeling. Buddhism is from India. And if anybody of any nationality become Buddhist, they feel very happy because this is the religion from their country. So that's why they welcome all. They're very happy, Indians, and especially Indian monks. But in an olden days also, when King Ashoka sent Buddhist monks, Mahendra, his own son, to Sri Lanka, his own daughter to Sri Lanka, other monks up to Greek, Egypt, elsewhere. They never went back to India. They all died where they were sent. They sacrificed their life. They were beyond their national feeling. And there were no Indians, wherever they went there. So what I'm saying is that we must have the spirit going beyond nationality. And that is the essence of Buddha's teaching. I've spoken more than the time I think I was expected to speak, but I want to end with this talk. The Dhamma has been not spoken. We want to know what is Buddhism. It's four things: suffering, cause of suffering, cessation of suffering, and the way leading to the cessation of suffering. That is whole Buddhism. And Buddha summarized these 4 points in 2. He said, Tubbe jahang dukkhe ekarhicha dukkhancha panyapeni dukkha nirodhancha. As before, so now. There is no change in Buddha's approach. For 45 years he preached. As before, so now. I just teach 2 things: suffering and the end of suffering. Now, if one understands one thing, one understands the other 3. And now, what is suffering? Because Buddhism speaks a lot about suffering, so many people misunderstand Buddhism as a pessimistic religion. Now, Buddhism speaks about old age is suffering, death is suffering, disease is suffering, what we want we can't get, that is suffering, what we love, what we like, we have to depart from it is suffering, sorrow, lamentation, anguish and all that is suffering. And finally he makes a sentence, he uses 4 words, and that is not much discussed about. And he says, Sankitena Panchupadan Khanda Dukkha. 3 words. Sankitena Panchupadan Khanda Dukkha. In brief, in short, or the bottom line is, the 5 aggregates which are grasped are suffering. Other interpretation of suffering is not Buddha's enlightenment. Physical pain, mental pain, we want what we want, we can't get, that is not Buddha's enlightenment. That everybody knows. That is not enlightenment. That is the experience of everybody. Everybody knows that. We have something, we love it, we like it, and then we depart from it, we lose it, we can't keep it. Sorrow, lamentation, all that, the suffering. Disease is suffering. That is what Buddha explained. Start like that. But that was not the content of enlightenment of the Buddha. The contentment of the enlightenment of the Buddha was the last 3 words. Sankitena Panchupadana Khanda Dukkha. The 5 aggregates is a technical term, but in meaning, implication is the mind and body that we grasp as me and mine. That is suffering. This word is very much badly translated. It's not understood even by scholars. They say the 5 aggregates of the mind and body, which are the basis of grasping is suffering, is a very vague statement. Nobody understands. The 5 aggregates of grasping, or body and mind of grasping, or the body and mind which are grasped, is suffering. It's not yet clear. I translate it like this. The body and mind, when grasped, are suffering. If they are not grasped, they are not suffering. So it's me and mine. When we grasp things, our own personality as me and mine, then we grasp other also, because in mind the whole world is my country, is my culture, is my this, is my that. All suffering results from that. So we have to go beyond me and mine. That is nirvana. That is what they call the end of suffering. My teacher used to say, the essence of Christianity is, this is I, and you cross it. That is the essence of Christianity. Well, in the same way, this is the essence of Buddhism. You cross the I, and if there is no I, me, my ego, then this feeling of this is me, this is my, or this is mine will also go. That is the fundamental teaching of Buddhism. So though if you can get rid of this grasping in terms of me and mine, you won't grasp it in terms of this my country, my culture, my this and my that. And that is the end of suffering. So what I have said that as a policy, how to preach Buddhism outside your own country. You have to be international minded, go beyond nationalities and all that. Only then can you preach the Dhamma of the Buddha. Sorry to take too long time.
The next slot we are going into is a slot of guest speeches by the distinguished guests. First one we have put on the program is Mr. P. Peter Burke, Vice Chairman of the North-East District Council.
Thank you very much for inviting me here today. I feel very humble that you have invited me here today. It's a great honour, and it's one that I'm very conscious of, so thank you very much. I represent North Herts District Council, and that covers the entire area of Hitchin, Letchworth and the surrounding villages and towns. And I'm very pleased to be here at this inauguration of this event. It really is a great honour, and I'm deeply grateful. Thank you. We on the council are involved in a number of things such as housing and street lights and those sorts of things which make the community what it is today. It only works when there is a partnership between the physical aspects of the community and organisations such as this, which represent the spiritual parts of a community. It's only together that we can build a community that is somewhere that we're proud to live in, and that we can go forward as a complete community, offering all aspects to education to our young people, and I'm very grateful that you invited me here today. I come from Royston. This is the town that I represent. And a few years ago, I had the honour of being mayor of that town. And the town motto is Abonus ad meliora, which is Latin and stands from good things to better in English. And from good things to better, I think, is a very good motto, because what we've got here today is a very active community, and we are striving to make that community better. And for that, I thank you very much. Thank you.
I would next call upon Mr. Mangala Singh, High Commissioner for Sri Lanka to the UK, to give a talk.
Venerable Mahanayaka Dearest, Mr. Burt, Chairman, Letchworth District Council, Mrs. Lorna Kersher, a Council Member, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure. My wife and I have been here only 3 weeks in England to be with you at the inauguration of this great event of the Letchworth Temple. And I want to be as brief as possible because we've taken a lot of your time, but I wish to say that as Venerable Indasara Thera mentioned, he comes from a temple that is concerned more on meditation. It's a temple that has come down from the time of the kings. It has a tradition of about 2,000 years, and the people who studied there, 2 Britishers, Mr. Rice Davids and Mr. Dearest, they were administrators in Sri Lanka many years ago. They took a liking to the word, the Dhamma of the Buddha. They studied Buddhism, and they studied Pali, the ancient language of India, which existed 2,500 years ago. That, along with Sanskrit, was the language of India, but Pali was the language of the common man of India. They studied this, and because of that, today, we Buddhists all over the world, not only these 2 Britishers, but I can mention a number of other Britishers who have become monks, who have studied Pali. Venerable Nyanamoli was a Britisher who came from Oxford, lived 30 years in Sri Lanka, translated the Pali and the original word of the Buddha into English, and there are lots of books written by them that have guided me. I have been impressed by the works of these great Buddhist people who have done a lot for Buddhism by the translation. I just want to mention that the Venerable Nagasena stressed a very important point, that Buddhism has no limits Buddhism is a philosophy, a doctrine of compassion. Buddhism is a doctrine of peace, of non-violence, of tolerance. And there are no limits. There are no castes, there are no races, there are no religious differences, there are no nations. I totally agree with him. That is what we need in today's world. The world is divided by ethnic strife, by national violence. You see what is happening in Chechnya. You see what is happening in Fiji. You see what is happening in parts of India, in the northeast frontier area, in Punjab, in the People's War Group, in Andhra Pradesh, in Sri Lanka, the Tamil Tigers. We are fighting each other because we don't know what we are fighting for. We are killing innocent people, and it is important that we realize that Buddhism, that the word of the Buddha removes all these things. If we are Buddhists or whether we are anything else, we must try to be practice the path of peace. As Christ said, we should follow the path of peace. And I thought it is apt, since he mentioned about nationalities, and he said in India we consider ourselves in different castes, we think we are of different races. I thought I will just mention a few stanzas from one of the Buddha's sermons, the Sutta, the Karaniya Metta Sutta, which when translated means the Sutta of compassion, given by the Buddha to a number of monks 2,500 years ago in India. I'll mention a few of the stanzas in Pali and I'll translate it to English. I think it is very apt for us. The Buddha says in the Sutta, Nittava yeva aditta, yecha dure vasanti avidure, bhutava sambhave siva, sabbe tattva bhavantu sukhitatta. Its English translation is this, that one must cultivate loving kindness to all beings. There are no nationalities, no ethnic divisions, to all beings, those living near, those living far, those seen and those unseen, those born and those to be born. Now that was his concept. That is Buddhism. Mata yata niyam puttam ayusa eka putta manurakke evampi sabba bhutetu manasam bhavaye aparimana. Just as a mother would protect its child even at the risk to the mother's life, so must we cultivate loving kindness and compassion to all sentient beings. There are no differences. That is the word of the Buddha. Miccanta sabba lokasmi manasambhavaye aparimana uddang adocha tiriyancha asambadang averang asapattam. This compassion, the affection and the love must travel upwards, must travel below, must travel across and must travel everywhere without restriction, without enmity, without any evil thoughts. That is the Buddha's word. And if you are a Buddhist, you must do that. Ticchan taram nisinova sayanova yavatassa vigata bitto etang sating aditteya bhakma medang viharan idamahu. You must cultivate these thoughts of every minute of your life, of every conscious moment, whether you are standing or whether you are seated, whether you are walking or whether you are resting. Every conscious moment you must be mindful of that. That is the highest blessing. That is the Brahma Vihara. Finally, Dittincha Anuka Gamma Silava Dassadena Sampanno Kamesu Vinaya Gedan Nahi Jatu Gabbasayang Punaretiti. A person who has developed loving kindness to all beings, devoid, free from wrong views, virtuous conduct, acquiring mental insight, There's no more take conception in a mother's womb. He has achieved nirvana. He is free. He is free from what the priest said, from all the suffering. He has traveled through samsara as we have all done, over millions and millions of lives. He has crossed to the other shore, laid down his burden and entered nirvana. And in that there are no differences, we are all one. He said, even to those born and those to be born. That is the teaching of the Buddha. I wish we will all try to practice this, because that is what we need today in this world. I thank you very much.
I must confess I made an omission when I was asking Mr. Mangalamunasinghe to speak. I was going to give you some background about him, but now that you have listened to his talk and you have seen the excellent quality of his performance, you'll perhaps be able to appreciate better his background. He started at this post only 4 weeks ago, this post of High Commissioner here. Before this, he was High Commissioner of Sri Lanka to India for 5 years. He comes from a legal background. He was a lecturer in company law at the Sri Lankan Technical College. He was a barrister at law at the Middle Temple, London, and he specialized in space law at Western State University, California. His experience of law was followed by politics. He functioned as a highly esteemed member of Parliament from 1965 up to 1994 and was involved in a number of national and international functions. He has an impressive record of work in relation to Buddhism. He is a grand nephew of the highly esteemed Buddhist patriot Amigarika Dharmapala, who was very influential in the spread of Buddhist teaching both in Sri Lanka as well as in India and other countries. Like his grand-uncle, Mr. Mangalamunasinghe, while he was High Commissioner in India, had worked closely with the Ambedkar Buddhist Foundation organization. He had delivered several lectures at different times in these Ambedkar organizations. Last year, on the anniversary of the death of Dr. Ambedkar, he had delivered the Ambedkar lecture at the University of Nagpur. We here in Letchworth have a large number of our colleagues who are members of the Indian community and who are followers of Dr. Ambedkar. I think that in due course, as the institute develops, we would be able to persuade Mr. Mangalamunasinghe to come and deliver an Ambedkar lecture, especially with the interests of our Indian community at heart. Because make mention of Mrs. Munasinghe, because in addition to her husband's activities, she also has acted in the interests of the propagation of Buddhism. She has recently published a book, Thus Have I Heard, where there are numerous photographs of places where the Buddha resided and moved about in India. With each such place, she has given descriptions of significant events that occurred there. And there's a whole chapter on Dr. Ambedkar in that book. This book has had very good reviews both in India and Sri Lanka, and the Indian Ministry of Tourism has ordered numerous copies, and so has Sri Lanka. So that we think that even Mrs. Munasinghe, we might be able to call upon at some time to come and speak to our Indian community here. The next item is asking our local councillor here, Mrs. Lorna Kircher, who's a member for this area, to come and give us a short talk.
I can tell you that it will be very short indeed. I feel quite humble, and I'm sure the few words I have to say will I hope you're Commissioner, Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Can I thank you, like the Chairman, for inviting me here today. I am extremely pleased that after 10 years of searching, you have found a place where the Buddhist community can meet together under one roof. I have a philosophy on life, which I think that if we receive enough love and care and moral upbringing, you won't go very wrong in life. I have tried to give back through my council work something to the community as a thank you for all the love and care that I have received in my life, first from my parents and then from my husband and from my family. This centre here, with my limited knowledge of Buddhism, I believe will not only teach moral development, it will teach love and care, but it will also teach understanding and truth, as well as cultural pursuits through the religious teachings. So I welcome it most wholeheartedly to the community, and I'm particularly pleased that it is in the ward that I represent, and even more so I'm particularly pleased that it's in the Picks Road area, because I've always found that Picks Road here is a community within a community, and I think it will sit very well here. So can I wish you every success, and thank you once again for inviting me.
I will next call upon Mr. Ramsavan to give us the vote of thanks.
Venerable Bhikshu Sangha, His Excellency High Commissioner of Sri Lanka, the Chairman of the Council of the Council, and my colleague Lorna Kasha, ladies and gentlemen, I've been asked to do this job, the vote of thanks. I do thank you very much, all of you, to join us here in this auspicious occasion and to join us to develop this center, and we welcome you all, and thank you very much. My special thanks goes to the Sangha, who actually have great difficulty to come here, and they actually traveled far, and we tried our best to give them foods and not to let them starve, as already been said. So we will do our best. We give you our assurance that the young priest will also be supported by us, and my thanks to young priest here, and also my thanks goes especially to Lata, who actually organized this function and are working very hard towards the establishment of this center. And I think, talking to Lata, I must mention that I must pass on to my ex-colleague and my colleague on the North District Council, and to my friends, that we need looking after and we need your support. There are many problems, and there will be problems parking and whatnot, and so I'd like to thank you coming here and also have a look what you can do and give us your full support. And also my thanks to my other community members who participated, donated money, donated food, and I think my special thanks goes to Dr. Leslie, who actually inspired me when he was working here day and night to bring this place as to sit around, because it was really a place where you could not sit down. There was a grass and what place. Actually, Dr. Leslie done the work, and my special thanks to him and to his wife, Shiela Leslie. And also, by saying that, I would like to do the vote of thanks, and I say thank you very much to the member of the community, and keep up the good work and give us your full support, and we will be looking for your support in the future, and thank you very much. I think after this you probably have heard many speeches, you will now be bored, and I won't bore you no more, and I think you are hungry as well. There's a food available in there, and please help yourself.
Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkhantu sabba devata bhavena sada sutti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te.
I'm sure it's here.
That's my religion, that's why don't try to change it, don't try to change it, that's the majority.
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi sikkhappadaṃ samadhiyāmi sikkhappadaṃ samadhiyāmi kāmesu micchācārā vīramani sikkha.
Admonitions. We would like to invite Most Venerable Galaya Vedasitera to do the first admonition. On behalf of him, I think he is going to invite Venerable Sumana from Nepal to deliver a very short speech at this moment. Thank you.
And I hope everyone who joined us today will benefit from this. Just to relate one quick reference, in the Puja Avali we find enabling such thing makes one meet the Maitreya Buddha. It is the Maitreya Varnana and the Puja Avali. Anyone who participates and enables someone like this event will make him himself to confront the Buddha himself. And I suppose, don't think this is making an appointment. Okay, this is not making an appointment. We have to try to see the Buddha right now, right here, within this existence. And with these few words to reflect on this event, I'd like to conclude.
Try to say something about Buddha being a Nepalese, and we are very proud to have you at this moment to listen something about the Buddha being a Nepalese Buddhist monk especially. And the next admonition goes to London Buddhist Vihara. I would like to invite especially Most Venerable Thavalama Bandula Thera to deliver a small speech on behalf of us.
To unveil this statue at the Dhammaniketana. I think last week resident monks, including Venerable Samit, we all know that this temple was existing for last 5-6 years, but this is the first time you are having this much big statue. If you want to see the Buddha properly, we have to follow the Dhamma. That is the main important thing. That is what Buddha said. Yo Dhammam pasati, so mam pasati. If you wanted to see me as the Buddha, you have to see the Dhamma. Due to this meritorious deed, may you all attain supreme bliss of Nibbana.
Next we are going to invite the secretary of the Dhammaniketaniya Center. She is the editor of our second issue of the newsletter. We normally named our newsletter Vimukti, but we have thought to dedicate in different names in each issue. So this issue is named in the Lord Buddha. So we would like to invite Mrs. Lata Gunatunga to come forward, please, and present the first newsletter to our Most Venerable Galaya Vedasitera, and then to the Venerable monks, and then to the devotees. We kindly invite you to be patient until the moment. Now we are going to offer the special praise of puja to the Buddha and all the 73 knowledges of the Buddha. So that would done by the main sponsor of the puja, Mr. Prabhat Pereira and all his family. I would like to invite all other people also to attend. Please stay on like same until we will finish it. It will take few seconds. We will recite the stanzas contemplating the great qualities of the Buddha. We will recite the stanzas all together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato
සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස සානුකාතෝ භගවතා ධම්මෝ සම්දික්ඛිකෝ අකාලිකෝ ඒහිපස්සිකෝ භෝගනයිකෝ පච්චත්තං වේති සුපටි සාමිචි පටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ යනව සම්බාරි විජයං අකම්මේ ඒතේ මහා බෝධි ලෝකනාතේන පූජිතා අහං පිතේ නමස්සාමි බෝධි රාජා නමස්තුතේ. Now we are going to pay homage to the 73 knowledges of the Buddha. I will first recite the 73 knowledges of the Buddha. You have to follow or read after me each knowledge. You could follow easily if you go through the newsletter, page 7 to page 8. I will say first, please read after me. Suttamaya jnanam buddha jnanam buddha jnanam vipassana jnanam buddha jnanam Adinava jnanam buddhaṅkārupekka jnanam buddha jnanam Gotra jnanam buddha jnanam Magga jnanam buddha jnanam Phala jnanam buddha jnanam Vimukti jnanam buddha jnanam Paccavekkana jnanam buddha jnanam Vattunānatta jnanam buddha jnanam Gocaranānatta jnanam buddha jnanam Arana vihara jnanam buddha jnanam Nirodha samapatti jnanam buddha jnanam Sallekkatta jnanam buddhivatta jnanam buddha jnanam
I never saw it. Okay, that's fine.
response කරලා තිබුණා ඒ වෙලාවෙම වගේ. Have one, you have to go upstairs and take.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The other day he was seated just 2 days and then I was...
We didn't go in, we went to the
Really busy day and then...
That's right, yeah. And then the two of us went, so we went the last time.
Well, it is, I mean, then you fell asleep there. And then, but then the next time...
The main sponsors and the devotees going to offer the Katina Chivara to the Venerable monks of Vihara to welcome especially the Deputy High Commissioner Senuka Senuviratna, Dr. Leslie and Mrs. Shiela Leslie, Mrs. Now we all are going to inside. Sorry for the keep you being cold. And we will have some tea. Thereafter we are going to start the Buddha Puja, the first portion of the food offering to the Buddha. You all are...
Frank is correct.
No, I don't need to.
Due to the Venerable monks by
Right now, you're just about to witness the giving of the Katina robe. This can be only done once a year, and it is considered very auspicious.
Into the one of the special monks in the center. Only robe which can be offered 2 times. That is the significance of this Katina robe. Have decided who is the one who is going to be this Katina robe is offered. So now they will declare, our Venerable monks declared in Pali by reciting a special sentence who is going.
Consent has been already given to Venerable Samita, and we have a question from the other one.
Now we are going to make a very short Those who have undertaken the robes to offer to the monks, I will read out the names. Please come forward and get your robe from the table. Miss Kushlani Deb, Mrs. Sheela and Dr N.D.G Leslie.
Dutiyampi sanghang mani sikkhapadang samadhiyami mani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Now you all can attend to prepare the food, and also the first food. Very sorry about that. But shortly, our Venerable Sumana from Nepal will explain everything.
And take your breathing step and handing over the be granted.
වාර්ෂික කඨින චීවර පූජා මහ පින්කම වෙනුවෙන්
පින්කමේ කටයුතු ඉතා ඉහළින් සිදු වෙනවා. සමිත හාමුදුරුවොත් ගොඩක් මහන්සි වෙනවා. මහත් සැලසුම කඨින මහා පින්කම පිළිබඳව මුලින් අනුශාසනාවෙන් මැනවින් අවසර ලැබුණා. ඒ නිසා ඒ පින්කමේ දෙවෙනි අදියර වශයෙන් සකස් වෙන දානමේ මහා පින්කම ඒකෙන් ලැබෙන පින අපි හැම දෙනාටම සසර ගමන යහපත පිණිස පවතිවා කියන හැඟීමෙන් මේ වාක්‍ය කියන දාන කල්පක්ෂය සංඝසකෝ පූජා වීම.
දරාය සර්වෝපද්‍රවය හේතු දෙවියන් විසින් අනුමෝදන් ලබත්වා ප්‍රථම පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනාවෙන් අධිකතර සන්තෝෂයට පත් දෙවියන්ගේ දේවතේජානුභාවෙන් ශ්‍රීමත් බුද්ධාදී රත්නත්‍රයානුභාවේද කරණ කොටගෙන මෙම නිසල බල කුසල කාමී සකල ශ්‍රද්ධාවන්ත පින්වතුන් හට මෙලව දීත්වන්නා වූ සකලාන්තරාය සර්වෝපද්‍රවය හිරුතුඩු ගණතුරු සේන්දූරේ භූත විහත විද්වංසනය කරන ලබත්වා තවද මීට දින 7කට පෙර පරලොව සපත් සම්දිනා ලෙස්ලි මහත්මානම් ප්‍රධාන නමින් නැසී මිය පරලොව ගියා වූ සියලුම ඥාතීන් ඇතුළු හැම දෙනාටම අමා මහ නිවන් සම්පත් ලබා ගැනීම පිණිස මෙම සංඝික දානානිසංසයන් හේතු වේවා. වාසනා වේවා ප්‍රාර්ථනාවන් ඉෂ්ට වේවා සිතා. චිත්ත ප්‍රීතියෙන් යුක්තව සාදරයෙන් පින් අනුමෝදන් විය යුතුය.
Since the day last 1st of May, there has been happening so much of mysterious, very strange things. Especially on 1st of May, Sheela Nona phoned me very early morning and said Leslie Mahatya is in the home here and would you kind to go and do some chanting, and Marlene Nona and Ratna Nona was very kind to help. There were quite 5 of us together with Apsara and Upeka. We were around him. He was not alone by that time, and that was the most significant experience in my life, to experience such a peaceful death in a person. And when we were chanting, I am so proud, he has been a father to many monks, as our Bhante mentioned here. I went to his house with the Bhante, Sumanarama and few other monks, and he was so rejoiced in the chanting, and he offered the Buddha statue to the venerable monk. And likewise he always given everyone the support, and the London Vihara also mentioned they are sending this Venerable Sorata Hamdro despite so much other invitations in respect to the Dr. Leslie, because he is a very good supporter to the London Buddhist Vihara, and he has been maintaining a standing order for long time now. So for that, in respect of that, Venerable Sorata is here representing London Buddhist Vihara. As our Venerable Sumana Ramatero mentioned, today is a bank holiday. Everybody is having danas in their homes and temples. Very few limited monks every temple. But Dr. Leslie is really lucky and very wholesome person to have this most significant representation of venerable monks for his 7th day dana. So we welcome them, and please do take the time spiritually to serve the monks. After that we will make a transference of merits in the traditional form to transfer the merits to Dr. Leslie. May he attain the lasting happiness.
It's a good time you came. My space there, and then one
So I remember the rooms in there, it was very high ceiling. I still remember, I remember Chucky playing ball in one of the rooms. I was like, this is crazy, because I can't do that.
First Buddha's name. Sorry? First Buddha's name. Tanankaro Mahavira. Medankaro. Jutindero Kondanyo Janapamo.
If he had his way, he would stay there forever. Obviously, we have to
Happy to see the monks. I even went with few others like Venerable Lassaji and so many other monks. Went to see him. And on my way back to temple, I always go to see Sheela Nona as well. One day I went to see her, and she said, Bhante, my Dr. Leslie said that she likes to eat some hoppers, and he ordered. She ordered some hoppers. He ordered some hoppers, so he ordered 4 hoppers. And Sheela Nona asked why it is 4.
2 for me and 2 for you, said the Dr. Leslie. And that was a kind of a sentimental, very affectionate relationship they had to the last minute, and that might be the inspiration. She woke up in the 1st of May and gave Manil Nona a call instead of giving me a call. She thought it is my number, she has phoned the Manil Nona. And because she has got the car and she is very quick to pick me up and get into the hospital, and we all went to the hospital. That was absolutely a peaceful morning. And so many of friends who are coming to meditation said to me, Bante, it was a very good morning because it was spring and it was month of May, the 1st, the Labour's Day, which is very significant date. And so therefore it is sad to lose our good friend, good devotee, good husband, good father. But I am so pleased with the outcome of the last day of his passing away. So let me invite our Venerable Soratha Hamduro to make a reflection in Sinhala and transfer the merits by pouring the water. Thank you.
The Satukara din Samdinama Chatunam Bhikkave Dhammanang Natti Kochi Pati Bhogo Samanova Brahmanova Devova Marova Brahmava Kosiva Lokasming අතිගෞරවනීය අපේ සහෝදර අකුරල සමිත හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ, ඒ වගේම අපේ සහෝදර සුමනාරාම හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ, අපේ ගෞරවනීය හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේලාගේ අවසරයි, ශීලා නෝනා මහත්මිය ප්‍රධාන සත්පුරුෂ දූ දරුවන් ඇතුළු අවස්ථාවට සම්බන්ධ වුණ ශ්‍රද්ධා බුද්ධි සම්පන්න කාර්මික බෞද්ධ පින්වතුනි, බුදුහාමුදුර අපට දේශනා කළා මේ ලෝකේ අපකාරයක් නැති කාරණා 4ක් පිළිබඳව. කිසිම පුජ්‍යලයක්, ශ්‍රමණ බ්‍රහ්මණයෙක්, දෙවියෙක්, මාරයෙක්, මේ කිසිම කෙනෙක් නැහැ කාරණා 4කට ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අප වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මම ඉදිරිපත් වෙනවා, මම අප වෙනවා, බය වෙන්න එපා කියලා එහෙම ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්කමක් නැති කාරණා 4ක් තියෙනවා. මොනවා කරලා වුණත් බේරෙන්න පුළුවන් නේද? සල්ලි තියෙනවා, බලය තියෙනවා නම්. හැබැයි මේ කියන කාරණා 4 නම් බේරෙන්න බෑ. කාටවත් එහෙම ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්කමක් නැහැ. මොකක්ද මේ කාරණා 4? ජරා ධම්මම්මා ජීවති. වයසට යනකොට කාටද ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්? ඔබට වයසට යන්න ඉඩ දෙන්නේ නැහැ. මං ඉදිරිපත් වෙනවා, මං පොරොන්දු වෙනවා, මං අප වෙනවා කියලා වයසට යන එක වළක්වන්න පුළුවන්. අපි ජරා ජීවිතයටපත් වෙනවා. එහෙම නොවන නම් ශීලා නොවනද කොහොම ඉදීද? ඒක වළක්වන්න බෑ. මොන හැකියාවක් තිබුණත්, මොන බලපුලුවන් කාර්කමක් තිබුණත් ඒක වළක්වන්න පුළුවන්කමක් නැහැ. ඒක තමයි ධර්මතාවය. ඒ වගේම තමයි ලෙඩක් හැදෙලා ඒක ඒ වේදනාව විඳිනකොට තවත් කෙනෙකුට ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්කමක් නැහැ. ඒ වේදනාව විඳින්න ඉඩ දෙන්නේ නැහැ. මම පොරොන් දෙනවා, මම අප වෙනවා කියලා. ලෙඩක් දුවක් හැදුනොත් ඉතින් ඒක මේ වේදනාව තමන් විඳින්න වෙනවා. ඒකට අපකාරව නැහැ. ඒ වගේම තමයි මරණය කියන එකත්. එහෙම කාට හරි ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් වුණා නම් අද අපේ ලෙස්ලි දොස්තර මහත්මයා පිළිබඳව එහෙම කතා කරනවද අද නේ? අද එන 7 දානක් දෙනවද අපි? එහෙම ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්කමක් නැහැ. කොච්චර ධනය බලය නිල මොනතරම් හැකියාවන් තිබුණත්, බලපුලුවන් කාරකම් තිබුණත් මේ කියන ධර්මතාවයේදී කාටවත් එහෙම අප වෙන්න පුළුවන්කමක් නැහැ, ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්කමක් නැහැ. ඒක තමයි ධර්මතාවය. ඒ වගේම තමයි තමන් කරපු කර්මවල විපාක තමන් භුක්ති විඳින්න ඕනේ. එතනදී කාටවත් ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්කමක් නැහැ. ඔබ ඕනතරම් අකුසල කර්ම කරන්න ඕනේ, පව් කරන්න ඕනේ. බය වෙන්නම මම ඉදිරිපත් වෙනවා, ඒ විපාක දෙන්න ඉඩ දෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා කාටවත් එහෙම ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්ද? එහෙම අපකාරයක් නෑ මේ ලෝකේ. කිසිම ශ්‍රමණ බ්‍රහ්මණෙක්, දෙවියෙක්, මාරෙක් මේ ලෝකේ ඇත්තේ නැහැ කියලයි තථාගත ලෞතර බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ දේශනා කළේ. ඉතින් මෙන්න මේ කියන කාරණා 4 ගැන මම මතක් කළේ. අද අපි මේ සිද්ධ කරන පින්කම පිළිබඳව තාමත් මෙකකින් කාරණා කීපයක් සිහිපත් කළ යුතු නිසා. අපේ ගෞරවනීය හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේලා සිහිපත් කරා අද අපි මේ ගුණ ස්මරණය කරන අපි පින් දෙන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වන ඒ ලෙස්ලි මහත්මයාණන් පිළිබඳව. එතකොට එතුමා අවුරුදු 80 ගානක් ආයු වින්දනය කළා. අභාවයටපත් වුණා, රෝගී තත්ත්වයටපත් වුණා, යුතුයකම් ඉෂ්ට කළා ඒ අවස්ථාවන් වල. දැන් මෙතනදිත් අපි කරන්නේ මේ යුතුයකමක් ඉෂ්ට කිරීමක්. කලගුණ දැක්වීමක් තමයි කරන්නේ. සවැත් නුවර ජේතවනාරාමේ බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ වැඩ ඉන අවස්ථාවක උන්වහන්සේට මුණ ගැහෙනවා රාද කියලා බමුණෙක්. හරියේ වයසට ගිහිල්ලා. මෙයා ඉතින් ජේතවනාරාමේ ඔය තියෙන පොඩි පොඩි වැඩ කරගෙන ජීවත් වෙන කෙනෙක්. බුදුහාමුදුරු දවසක් අහනවා මහාන වෙන්න කැමති නැද්ද කියලා. අපි නම් මහාන කරද්දි මේ වයසට ගිය මිනිස්සේ. හරි දුප්පත් අහිංසක රාද කියන මේ බමුණගෙන් අහනවා මහාන වෙන්න කැමතිද කියලා. මෙයා අහනවා මම වගේ කෙනෙක් කවුද මහාන කරගන්නේ? භික්ෂුන් වහන්සේලා කැඳවුවා. මහණෙනි ඔන්න යුතුයකමක් ඉෂ්ටකරන්න කළ ගුණ දැක්වීමක් ඉෂ්ටකරන්න තියෙන හොඳ අවස්ථාවක් තියෙනවා කිව්වා. මොකක්ද මේ? රාද කියන බමුණ මහාන වෙන්න කැමතිලු. ඔබ වහන්සේලාට යම් උපකාරයක් කරලා තියෙනවා නම් ඒක මතක තියෙන කෙනෙකුට ඔන්න හොඳ අවස්ථාව. සරියුත් හාමුදුරු ඉදිරිපත් කළා මහාන කළා. මොකද්ද මෙයා මේ කරලා තියෙන උපකාරය? පිණ්ඩපාතේ වඩිනකොට දන් හැන්දක් පූජා කරපු එක. අද අපි එහෙනම් කොහොම මහාන කරන්න වෙයිද නේද? පෙට්ටි ගණන් දෙන්නේ. බුසල් ගණන් දෙන්නේ. දන් හැන්දක් පූජා කරපු එක බලන්න මතක තිබුණා. සරියුත් හාමුදුරු රාධකින බමුණ මහාන කළා. ඒකේ මොකද්ද පැහැදිලි වෙන්නේ? අන්න කලගුණ දැක්වීම. අන්න සත්පුරුෂකම. අන්න පෘථිවේදී භාවය. එහෙනම් ලෙස්ලි මහත්මයාණන් පිළිබඳව නේද කල්පනා කරනකොට හාමුදුරුවෝ යුතුයකම් ඉෂ්ට කරලා තියෙනවා. හාමුදුරුවෝ මතක් කරේ නිතර රෝහලට ගිහිල්ලා කියලා නේද ආශිර්වාද කළා. මමත් අද සම්බන්ධ වුණේ යුතුයකමක් ඉෂ්ට කරන්න. ලන්ඩන් බෞද්ධ විහාරයේ දීර්ඝ කාලික ඉඳලා දායක මහත්මයෙක් හැටියට සංවර්ධන කටයුතු වලට දියුණුව අභිවෘද්ධිය වෙනුවෙන් ඒ විහාරස්ථානයේ පවත්වාගෙන යාම සඳහා ආධාර උපකාර කරන මහත්මයෙක් හැටියටයි අපි සිහිපත් කරන්නේ. බන්දුල හාමුදුරුවෝ නායක හාමුදුරන්ට ඒ වගේම අපි කාටද ආරාධනාව ගෙදරක දාන එකට. බන්දුල හාමුදුරුවෝ තමයි හාමුදුරු වඩම්මයි. ඉතින් කොහොමදත් වෙන්න විදියක් නැහැ. ඒ නිසා තමයි අපිට යුතුයකමක් ඉෂ්ට කිරීමක් හැටියට මේ අවස්ථාවට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න තේ කියලා උන්වහන්සේලාගෙන් අවසර ලැබුණේ. විශාල පිරිසක් සම්බන්ධ වෙලා ඉන්නේ යුතුයකම ඉෂ්ට කරන්න. ගබ්බ මේකේ උප්පජ්ජන්ති. නිරයම් පාප කම්මිනෝ සග්ගං සුගතිනෝ යන්ති පරිනිබ්බන්ති අනාසව. අපි ඇයි මේ පින්කම් කරන්න කියලා මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ. ගබ්බ මේකේ උප්පජ්ජන්ති මිය යන අය අපි කාටවත් කියන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ කොහේ උත්පත්ති ලැබනවාද කියලා. සමහර අය ගර්භාෂයක් තුළ මව කුසක් තුළ පිළිසිඳ ගන්න පුළුවන්. නිරයම් පාප කම්මිනෝ ඔය අතර මිය යන සමහර අය පව කරපු අය නිරයට යනවා. සග්ගං සුගතිනෝ යන්ති සමහර අය පින්දහම් කරගත් අය දිව්‍ය ලෝක වලට යනවා. පරිනිබ්බන්ති අනාසව කෙලස් ප්‍රහීන කරපු අයගේ ආයපතක් ඇත්තේ නැහැ ඒගොල්ලෝ පිරුණන් පානවා. තමයි ස්වභාවය. එතකොට මිය යන අයගේ ගතිය ස්ථිර වශයෙන් අපට කියන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. ඒක බුදුහාමුදුරු පැහැදිලිව දේශනා කළා අනිමිත්ත කාරණා දේශනා කරනකොට. ජීවිතං ව්‍යාධි කාලෝච්ච දේහ නික්ඛේපණං ගති. පංචේතේ ජීව ලෝකස්මින් අනිමිත්තාන ඥායරේ. ජීවත් වෙන කාලය මෙච්චරයි කියලා අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. දැන් මම මේ හිටපු ටික කාලෙට මේ මාස 5ට මේ එංගලන්තේ ඔය ලන්ඩන් පැත්තේ කී දෙනෙක් නම් ළමයි නැතු වුණාද? අවුරුදු 21ක ළමයෙක් නැත ඊට වඩා පුංචි ළමයෙක් නැතු වුණා. ඉතින් ඒ අවස්ථා ගණනාවකට සම්බන්ධ වුණා. ඉතින් අපි කොහොමද කියන්නේ අපි මෙච්චර කාලයක් ජීවත් වෙනවා කියලා? එහෙම නිගමනයකට ඉස්තර නිගමනයකට අපට එන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. ඒක අනිමිත්ත කාරණයකට බුදුහාමුදුරු දේශනා කළේ. ව්‍යාධි හැදෙන ලෙඩ පිළිබඳව අපිට කලින් නිගමනයකට එන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. අහවල් අසනීපෙම තමයි මේ යන්නේ කියලා. කාලෝච මරණ දිනේ වෙලාව අපිට කාටවත් කියන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. දේහ නික්කේපණං මරුණාම අවසාන කටයුතු සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ කොහේද කියලා අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. ඔය ලංකාවේදී නම් අපි දන්නවා ඉස්සර ඉතින් මේ සෝහනට අරගෙන ගියාම නේද? වල දාලා එතනදි කියන අපිට ඉතින් කවදා හරි මෙතනින් අඩි 6ක් අරගෙන යන්නේ කියලා. දැන් ඒක කියන්න බෑ. දැන් සෙම්බුවේ ඉන්නේ. ඒ සුසානාගාරට ගිහිල්ලා පුච්චලා ඔය සෙම්බුවෙන් තමයි ලඟු ටික අරගෙන ඉන්නේ. දැන් ඒකවත් ජීනවත් දන්නේ නැහැ. ඉතින් ඉපදෙන්නේ කොහෙවත් ජීවත් වෙන්නේ කොහෙවත් මිය යන්නේ කොහෙවත් අවසාන කටයුතු සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ කොහෙවත්. දැන් මේ ජීවිත ගත්තාමත් එහෙමනේ. මේවා තමයි අනිමිත්ත කාරණා බුදුහාමුදුරු දේශනා කළේ. අවසාන කාරණයට බුදුහාමුදුරු දේශනා කළේ ගතිය. ඒ කියන්නේ මිය ගියාම ඊළඟට උත්පත්ති ලැබෙන ස්ථානය කොතනද කියලා අපි කාටවත් කියන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. අන්න ඒ නිසා තමයි පුඤ්ඤානි පරලෝකස්මින් පතිට්ඨා හොಂತಿ පාලිනං. මිය යන අයට පිහිට වෙන්නේ ආධාර වෙන්නේ උපකාර වන්නේ පින් පමණයි. ඒ නිසා තමයි පින් ගන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වන ස්ථානික ඉන්නවා නම් අපි දෙන මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙලා සපවත් භාවයට පත් වේවා කියන හොඳ කාරණක චේතනාවක් ඉදිරිපත් කරගෙන තමයි අපි මේ පින් දීමේ චාරිත්‍රය සිද්ධ කරන්නේ. එතින් හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න ඕන කාරණයක් තමයි මිය යන හැම කෙනාම පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙනවා කියලා කතාවක් ඇත්තේ නැහැ. අනුමෝදන් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් නොවෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙන ස්ථානයට සඳහන් වෙන්නේ පරදත්ත උපජීවී කියන වෙන්නේ මේ ආත්ම භාවය පිළිබඳව සඳහන් කරලා තියෙනවා. පරදත්ත උපජීවී අනුන් දෙන දෙයින් යැපෙන ස්ථාන කියලා කියන්නේ. එතකොට ඒ වගේ ස්ථානයක හිටියොත් තමයි ඒ අය ධාන සුපකප්පති කියන ආකාරයට එකෙනෙහිම මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙලා සපවත් භාවයටපත් වෙනවා කියලා දේශනාවේ සඳහන් වෙන්නේ. නමුත් මේ වගේ යුතුයකම් ඉෂ්ට කිරීමක් හැටියට මේ වගේ පින්කමක් සිද්ධ කරලා පින් අනුමෝදන් කරනකොට අපේ ඉලක්කයේ හැටියට ඒ අපේ ඥාතිවරයා පින් අනුමෝදන් වුණත් නැතත් තව පරම්පරාවකට කොච්චර ඥාතීන් පින් බලාපොරොත්තු ඉන්න පුළුවන්ද? 7 දවස් බණවලදීම අහලා ඇතිනේ. බිම්බිසාර රජුරන්ගේ කතා ප්‍රවෘත්තියෙන් පේනවා. එදා වේල්වනාරාමේ පූජා කරාට මොකද මහා පින්කමක් කරා. කොච්චර මලගේ ඥාතීන් පෙනී හිටියද තමන්ගේ පින් බලාපොරොත්තු. ඒකෙන් පේනවා මලගේ ඥාතීන් අපෙන් පින් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන බව. එතකොට අපි මේ වගේ පින්කමක් කරලා මලගේ ඥාතීන් සිහිපත් කරලා පින් අනුමෝදන් කරනකොට කී දෙනෙක් නම් පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙනවද? කවදාකද මේක අපතේ යන දෙයක් නෙවෙයි. ඒ අයට පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙන්න පුළුවන්කම ලැබුණත් නැත්නම් මේක විපාකේ අපටත් ලැබෙනවා. ඒක නිදසුනකින් දක්වනවා නම් ඔය රෝහලේ ඉන්න කෙනෙක් බලන්න යනකොට අපි හිස්සට කියන්නේ නැහැ නේ සාමාන්‍යනේ මොනවද අරගෙන යනවනේ. අපි අනුර ලෙඩා නැහැ. එක්ක ටිකට් කපාන ගිහලා එක්ක මිය ගිහිලා හර මොකක් හරි එකක්. අපි ඒක අරගෙන යන දේ විසික් කරලා දානවද? එක්ක කාට හරි දෙනවා. නැත්නම් තමයි භුක්ති විඳිනවා. පින් දීමත් ඔය වගේ තමයි. අපි මේ වගේ පින්කම් කරනකොට ඒ පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් නොවෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒගොල්ලෝ පින් අනුමෝදන් වුණත් නැතත් මේකේ විපාක අපටත් ලැබෙනවා. මේ අට පිළිකර සෙසු පිළිකර පූජා කරලා සංඝසතු දානයක් පූජා කරලා මහා පින්කමක් සිද්ධ කරපුවාම ඒකේ විපාක අපටත් ලැබෙනවා. සංසාර උපනුපං ආත්ම භාවවලදී මනුස්ස ලෝකයේ මනුස්ස සම්පත් දිව්‍ය ලෝකයේ දිව්‍ය සම්පත් ප්‍රාර්ථනීය වශයෙන් නිවන් සම්පත් පවා ලබා ගන්න ශක්ති සම්පන්න උදාාරතර කුසල කර්මයක් තමයි මේ අවස්ථාවේ සිද්ධ කරගත්තේ කියලා ඔබ හැමදෙනාටම සන්තෝෂ වෙන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා දරුවෝ ඉන්නවනේ නේද? දරුවෝ මතක තියාගන්න ඕනි. පියාණන් කෙනෙක් කියලා කියන්නේ ප්‍රක්ඛතීති පිතා. අම්මා කෙනෙක් කියලා කියන්නේ මමායතීති මාතා. මගේ 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 කියලා පුදුමාකාර සෙනෙහසකින් යුක්තව කටයුතු කරන කෙනෙක් තමයි අම්මා කෙනෙක් කියලා කියන්නේ. අම්මා කියලා කියන්නේ ඒක. යන්ත්‍රයක් වගේ කියලා කියනවනේ අම්මට. ඇයි ඒ? ශරීරයේ තියෙන ලේ ටික කිරි බවට පරිවර්තනය කරන්න පුළුවන් අම්මා කෙනෙකුට. ඒ නිසා අම්මා යන්ත්‍රයක් වගේ කියලා කියනවා. පියාණන් කියලා කියන්නේ තාත්තා කියලා කියන්නේ රත්නදීති පිතා. බොහොම වෙහෙස මහන්සිලා යමක් හරි හම්බ කරගෙන ඇවිල්ලා දරුවන් පෝෂණය කරනවා. එහෙනම් ඒ දුව පුතා කියලා කියන්නේ. මාතා පිතුන්නම් මනම් පූරේටි පුත්තා. හැම මොහොතකම අම්මා තාත්තා දෙන්නගේ සිත් සතුටටපත් වෙන නිසා තමයි ඔය දරුවෝ කියලා කියන්නේ නිසායි. මං හිතන්නේ ශීලා නෝනා මහත්මිය එවැගේම මේ ගියේ අපේ දොස්තර මහත්මයාම අප්‍රමාණව සන්තෝෂ වෙන්නට දරුවන්ගේ ජීවන අභිවෘද්ධිය දැකලා නේද හොඳ මට්ටමේ සමාජ ජීවත් වෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒ Tamand ඉඩ ලැබෙන හැම මොහොතකම මව්පියන් දෙපළ සතුටටපත් කරන්න ඕනි. මේ ගියාට පස්සේ කරන්න පුළුවන් දේ තමයි ඒ අයගේ ගුණ සිහිපත් කරලා පින් අනුමෝදන් කිරීම. වෙනත් උපකාරයක් කරන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. පින් දෙන්න කියලා කිව්වෙත් නිකන් නෙවෙයි. අදාසිමේ අකාසිමේ ඥාති මිත්තා සකහාචිමේ පේතානන් දක්ඛිනන් දජ්ජා පුබ්බේ කතමනුස්සර. ජීවත් වෙලා ඉන්න කාලේ කරපු සියලුම උපකාරයන් සිහිර නගාගෙන තමයි පින් දෙන්න කියලා කිව්වේ. එහෙනම් තමන්ගේ පියතුමා පිළිබඳව සියලුම උපකාරයන් සිහිර නගා ගන්න මේ දේවල් තමන් වෙනුවෙන් කළා. කියපු දේවල්, කරපු දේවල්, දීපු දේවල්. මේ හැම දෙයක්ම දරුවෝ විතරක් නෙවෙයි නෝනා මහත්මිය අනිකුත් හිතවත් අය මේ හැම දෙනාම තමන්ට කරපු සියලුම උපකාරයන් සිහිර නගා ගන්න ඕනේ. අපේ සුමනාරාම මහඳුරු මුලදීමත් ඒ කාලේ මතක් කළා. මේ කරපු උපකාර පිළිබඳව අපේ විහාරාධිපති හාමුදුරු මතක් කළා. ලන්ඩන් විහාර අපේ බන්දුල හාමුදුරු තුදිය මතක් කරා. නායක හාමුදුරුන්ට ඒ ගැන මතක් කරලා බොහොම කනගාටුයි මොකද කරන්නේ යන්න හම්බෙන්නේ නැහැනේ. දැන් ඒ නිසා මොකද කරන්න කියලා තමයි මට මේ විදිහට සහභාගී වෙන්නත් කිව්වේ. එතකොට ඒ කරපු උපකාරයන් සිහිර නගා ගන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ අපට? අපේ හදවතේ පුදුමාකාර කරුණාවක් දයාවක් මෛත්‍රියක් ඇති වෙනවා ඒ දීගිය අය පිළිබඳව. ඒ වගේ හොඳ ගුණ ධර්ම පිළිහිట్లా මේ වගේ ලස්සන පින්කමක් කරලා පින් සිද්ධ කරගෙන අපි පින් අනුමෝදන් කරනකොට ඒ අය පින් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා නම් තාන සූපකප්පති කියන ආකාරයට එකෙනෙහිම මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙලා සපවත් බහටපත් වෙනවා කියන එකයි දේශනාවේ සඳහන් වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් දීර්ඝ වශයෙන් අනුශාසනා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මම අද හවස 2ට තව ගමනක් යොදාගෙන හිටියේ. නිසා ඒකටත් සහභාගී වෙන්න වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා ශීලා නෝනා මහත්මිය Tamanට ඇති වුණ දුක කනගාට සංවේගය තුනී කරගන්න පුළුවන් හොඳ අවස්ථාවක් තමයි මේ Tamanගේ යුතුයකම ඉෂ්ට කිරීමක් හැටියට මේ පින්කම සිද්ධ කරපු මේ අවස්ථාව. ඒ සත්පුරුෂ දරුවන්, ඒ වගේම හිතවතුන් මේ හැම දිනාම Tamanට ඇති වී තිබෙන දුක කනගාට සංවේගය තුනී කර ගැනීම සඳහා විශේෂයෙන් මේ උදාර පින්කම හේතු වෙනවා කියන කල්පනාවට අරගෙන මේ අපේ ගෞරවනීය සහෝදරේ විහාරාධිපති හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේගේ අවවාදන ශාසනා ඇතුව ගරුතර මහා සංඝරත්නයේ වඩම්වාගෙන මහා සංඝසතු දානයක් පූජා කරලා අටපිරිකර සෙසුපිරිකර සහිතව සංඝසතු දානයක් පූජා කළ රැස් කරගත් උදාරානිසංස ධර්මයක් විශේෂයෙන් විහාරස්ථානවල දියුණුව අභිවෘද්ධිය වෙනුවෙන් නිරන්තරයෙන්ම කැපවීම කරලා ආධාර උපකාර කරලා කාටත් උපකාරීව ජීවත් වෙඳලා බොහොම ගුණගරුක ජීවිතයක් ගත කරලා දින 7කට පෙර අපෙන් සදහට වෙන්න ගිය ජන්මාන්තරගතවන් යෙදුන ලෙස්ලි සෙනෙහබර ස්වාම පුරුෂානන්ද ආදරණීය පියතුමානන්ද ඥාතිවරයානන්ද හිතවතානන්ද මේ පින්වත්පත් වේවා සංසාර ගමන සාර්ථක වේවා අමා මහ නිවන් සම්පත් ලබා ගැනීම පිණිසම මේ සියලු පින් හේතු වේවා වාසනාව වේවා කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරගෙන
Thank you, Venerable Sir, for having that great reflection about the life of the Dr. Leslie and also his contributions widely, and also the Dhamma reflection made by himself. Sheela Nona wanted to offer Atapirikara. Atapirikara means 8 requisites. That is what a Buddhist monk possesses. They don't have anything else, just piece of ropes and the bowl. That's their requisites. So we symbolically offer these in the hope that one day our Dr. Leslie will realize the teachings and attain the full accomplishment of wisdom and liberation. So I am so proud to be at the bedside of Dr. Leslie on 1st of May because I am the longest standing Buddhist monk in Letchworth. And this house is the first place where Buddhist activities were started by Dr. Leslie. And by keeping that sentiment
And there has been many monks in Letchworth, but I'm so happy I'm now 9 years being very close to him in Letchworth. So we offered this Atapirikara on behalf of the Buddhist organization and the Buddhist Center and all the Buddhists without any separation and division. We offer this on behalf of himself for him to attain the lasting happiness, Nibbana. There was a great emperor, Alexander the Great. He, at the age of 30, he accomplished so much. He built his empire. But eventually he was found with a very terminal illness. He called the best doctors ever. We know that Apsara is also a highly qualified doctor. And so all the doctors came and said to the Emperor Alexander the Great, sorry sir, we can't cure, this is a terminal illness. And that is what Bhante mentioned here. At the end of the day, there are 4 things that nobody can't help for you. There's aging, sickness, and eventually death and getting old. So this Alexander the Great was very disappointed. He started writing his will. On the will, he first put, in my funeral procession, I need a doctor right in front. The ministers were confused, then asked, are you angry with doctors not curing you? No, I wanted to show the world. Even though the medical science is now in the high peak of developments, the human conditions are subject to illnesses. We have to understand that truth, universal truth. So he said, the second thing in my funeral procession, you need to make my coffin quite clearly visible. My hands are out and open so that everybody can see my hands. Then the ministers asked why. He said that I wanted to show the world. I struggled 30 years to accomplish so much of power and things, and at the end of the day, this great emperor walking away with empty hands. We will do everything and we will accomplish to get things. At the end of the day, we will take nothing. So that is what Dr. Leslie, he earned something that he can take away. He did not materialistic, he was very spiritualistic, and he accomplished that. Then this great emperor put in his will, the last thing, I need whatever I have got to be distributed among the needy when my funeral was taking place. So when I visit Shiela Nona's house yesterday, I feel a little bit embarrassed because he started writing checks. I said the reason for me to come yesterday, because it was his birthday. And we never missed the May 6th, his birthday. Today the 7th day on 7th of May, and he passed away the 1st of May. So it is very significant. He always tell me, Bhante, my mother told me when I was in the hospital, the day I was born, it was full moon day, Buddha day. So he was a very peaceful person. I would not take much time. Please come forward with the family and hold the pot of water and transfer the water until it overflows to transfer the merits. Everyone can join in chanting. Idang miyati rang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idang miyati rang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idang miyati rang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Paripurenti sagarang evamevaito dinnam petanam upakappati name mudakam attam yakaninnam pavantati evamevaito dinnam petanam upakappati
Pati Chitang Patitan Tuyang Kipameva Samijatu Sabbe Purentu Chitta Sankappa Chando Pannaraso Yata Manijoti Raso Yata.
We will make a very short chanting to bless you all. Let us share the blessing with all the devas. Akasattha ca bhummattha deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakkantu loka sasanang punyantang anumoditva chiran rakkantu desanang punyantang anumoditva chiran rakkantu mang paranti. What Dr. Leslie deserves is Shiela Nona to be look after herself very well now. She is doing very well so far. She is very active and organizing all these things. And the children to be unite together and be around mom. That is what Bante mentioned in his Sinhala talk. He said parents expect only one thing from their children, that is to make them proud and happy by showing that they are united and doing well, progress. So let us do the chanting, wishing Shiela Nona good health and happiness, and the children to be very prosperous and progress in their activities. And to all the friends, I can't believe the feeling of the friends here. So you make them very successful, and there are so many who wanted to come on 24th of the funeral service day. So may all the friends and family, even some people in Sri Lanka, they are doing dana ceremonies and things as well. May they all be well and happy, bearing them all in our hearts. Let us do a chanting, protective discourses. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Matta kusalena yantang santang padang abhisamecca sakko ujuca sujuca suvaco cassa muduanati mani santussa koca subaroca apakiccoca salluka buddhi santindriyoca nipakoca apagavvo kulesu ananugitto naca kuddang samacare kincirena vinnyo pare mukavadeyam sukino vakilmino hantu sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta yeke jivana bhutatti dasavatarava anarasesa digava emantava majjimarasakanuktula dittava eva ditta yeca dure vasanti avidure bhutava sambhave siva sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta namara parang nikondeta nati manyeta katta jinam kamsi vyarosana patiga sanya nyanya manyassa dukkha micceya matayata niyam puttam ayusayeka putta manurakki evampi sabba bhutesu mana sambhavaye aparimanam entanca sabba lokasmin mana sambhavaye aparimanam muddang adoca tiriyanca asambhadang averang
ආසපත්තං තිට්ඨං චරං නිසින්නෝ ආසයානෝ ආයව තස්ස මිගත මිද්දෝ ඒතං සතින් අදිච්ඡේය බ්‍රහ්මමේතං විහාරං ඉදමාහෝ දිට්ඨිංච අනුපගම්ම සීලවා දස්සනේන සම්පන්නෝ කාමේසු විනේයගේදං මහිජාතු ගබ්බසෙයං පුනරේති සච්ච වච්චේන සම්පතං දුක්ඛං විනාශතු ඒතේන සච්ච වච්චේන සබ්බ භයෝ විනාශතු ඒතේන සච්ච වච්චේන සබ්බ රෝගෝ විනාශතු සම්බීතියෝ විරජ්ජන්තු සබ්බ රෝගෝ විනාශතු මාතේ භවත් අන්තරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ.
Finally, thank you for helping to prepare the things, especially Man and Nona, Ratna Nona and Swaran Nona. They have been quite helpful together with Ratna Nona to arrange the things. On behalf of the family, please take a blessing thread and share the meal in respect to the Dr. Leslie. So that's the end of our spiritual ceremony. Kauru sadhukaryak pawatthana. Shiela Nona make an remark that any donation received on behalf of Dr. Leslie will be dedicated to the building fund of the Buddhist Center. So we appreciate that and we share the blessing with Dr. Leslie of that intention. Thank you. Okay. Buddha Balapata Pache Rakkam Vanda Sabbasu Sabbe Put it down right now. Now we time for
Letchworth Dhammanikethanaya Buddhist Cultural Center tributes to a dearest devotee, Dr. N.D.G Leslie. Heartfelt condolences of Letchworth Dhammanikethanaya Buddhist Cultural Center. Matu atbave apa atarama ඉපදේවා පැතු උතුම් බෝධියකට පත් වේවා කලපින් බලෙන් සසරෙහි දුක නොම වේවා අවසන අමා මහා නිවනම අත් වේවා. සාතිශය සංවේගය ලෙච්වර්ත් ධම්මනිකේතනය බෞද්ධ සංස්කෘතික මධ්‍යස්ථානය. May he delightfully share all our blessings and merits. May he attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Deepest sympathies from Venerable Akurala Samitha and all at Letchworth Dhammanikethanaya Buddhist Cultural Center, 69 Thix Road, Letchworth Garden City.
Life never dies, although we live in midst of change and death. Only the form shall pass away, and not the spirit's breath.
Shall